Alright, welcome everyone to part 2 of the Gatehub intro video. So I'm going to go over the trading. Right here you see on the left of the screen and the exchange. Since in the last video I showed you guys how to put Ripple into your account. So it's actually been like a week and a half now and I still haven't been approved. So I'm not sure if it's the same for you guys, but it's taking quite some time to get approved for this. So let me know if anybody else is going through the same situation. So trading, when you click trading here on the left side, it's going to bring up this screen, and this is basically this is your exchange, this is your stock market, except instead of actual shares of real companies, it's going to be cryptocurrency like Ripple, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and you can also trade dollars and euros as well if you'd like to. But in order to trade, you have to make sure to connect to the gateway. So you have to go back to your home and connect the gateway and choose which ones in order to trade. Okay, so I would also recommend before trading, make sure you have a way to extract your dollars. So what I do is I just trade it to Bitcoin, send it to Coinbase, and sell it for dollar values, because since I'm not connected yet or approved, I can't trade or I can't send dollars to my actual bank account. So I have to convert it from Bitcoin then to dollars. But when you convert, you have to make sure you're making money, so you're not losing money. So here in the screen, you're going to see this is the history. This is the exchange, what real people are exchanging it for. As you can see, today is July 6th, so we're over here. So anything past this will tell you what was traded today, and it'll tell you the time right here in the top part of the screen. It'll say Tuesday, July 4th, blah blah. Then July 6th, 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10, whatever. And it tells you the price it was traded at and the amount. So up here, it's going to tell you what the last traded price was, which is 25 cents basically. Basically 25 cents for one Ripple. And it tells you the 24-hour percent change, so if it's gone up or down. And this will tell you the low in the 24 hours and the high in the 24 hours and the volume traded in 24 hours. So this is basically how much Ripple. It's the same thing as the stock market. It's how much of that share is traded in 24 hours. So since this exchange is 24 hours, like it's not like the real stock market where it's from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is 24 hours around. So this is constantly changing. So in the last 24 hours, there was 1,706,887.92 Ripple traded. So the way this works, so let's say what I usually do is I would have Bitcoin get sent to my account. So once I have Bitcoin in here, you can trade Bitcoin for Ripple, and it'll tell you how much it was traded for. So same thing, but instead of dollars, it's Bitcoin. So 0.00009569 Bitcoin is equal to 1 Ripple right now at the moment. And if you scroll down, this will tell you the volume exchange or the orders and sells. So buy orders is basically people are putting in an order of a certain amount of Bitcoin to buy Ripple. This is the green right here. On the selling, this is people are selling Ripple at a Bitcoin value. So usually you have people who sell Ripple want to sell it for a high value on the right. People who buy Ripple want to buy it for a very low value on the left. So that's what this distribution is right here. And right here is in the middle. This is what's actually being. You can either buy it for you can buy Ripple for this much or sell your Bitcoin for this much, and you'll sell it. Right here in this green and red, this tells you the same thing. So people want to buy Ripple for this much Bitcoin. Right here in the green, people are selling the Ripple for this much Bitcoin. So if you want to put an order in, so right here it says buy Ripple. You put the amount of Ripple you want to buy. So let's say I want to buy 100 Ripple. The amount of Bitcoin. So if I put this red value in, it's going to sell it automatically. So let's say 0.00009,572. And it's going to tell you the total amount of Bitcoin is going to cost you. And so if I put that order in, it's going to automatically give it to me, as long as it's less than 12,000 Ripple. If I put more than 12,000, it's only going to sell at 12,000, or buy that 12,000, and then have the leftover remainder untouched. But if you want to bid for it, so basically no one's going to buy it yet, but you want to decrease the price of Ripple, I can put an order for like 0.0 9 5. It's not 5. Let's say 9 3. So if I put this Bitcoin price per Ripple, it's over here. So I'm trying to lowball people selling Ripple. You know, I want to buy as much Ripple as I can with my Bitcoin. So that's when you get over here on the left. And this green line will tell you where you're at on the spectrum. So when you click buy, it's going to put that order in. Now, hopefully, if you're buying the Ripple for this price, hopefully the distribution moves over to the left, where people start selling the Ripple for cheaper. So this is what judges or decides, you know, the value of Ripple, Bitcoin, and dollar on this exchange. So it's just like the stock market, basically. It's the same exact thing, except instead of selling per share, you can actually sell percentiles or fractions of whatever currency you're trading. And you can change this up. So right now it just moved. So people, some orders were confirmed, and now the market's moving. You can change it to, you know, Ripple China, Ethereum, euros, you know, all these things, dollars. So it's pretty cool. And so once it trades, it goes to your wallet. So I hope that explained. I hope that was enough for you guys to understand what's going on. So if you have an open order, it's gonna have this green line right here until it's actually satisfied, or it might possibly never be satisfied. So you have people having like ridiculous orders for ridiculous amounts of money because they want the value of Ripple to go up. And yeah, so that's this exchange right here. Now for the Gatehub exchange, Gatehub will actually exchange your currency for whatever you want at their conversion. So it'll tell you right here in the bottom left, you have $1 for 3.952 Ripple. You can even flip it too, so it'll be 25 cents per Ripple. So right now at the market, the last trade was at, let's see, dollars, where are you? You can compare what Gatehub's market is compared to the actual exchange, what real people are selling it. So right now, as you can see, the last trade was at 24.95 cents, and Gatehub is asking for 25 cents. So it's a little bit more expensive. So we'll probably help you out to buy on the trading tab as opposed to exchanging it directly. So that's how you receive that. Sometimes that might not be the case. Maybe the exchange will be more cost effective for you, but just keep in mind there's also a 0.2% fee with that, so make sure to keep that into account when you do make your exchange. And so you can exchange different things. So let's say I have Ripple here, I have Bitcoin or anything I want to exchange it to over here. So you're only allowed to, you have to have at least 50 Ripple. Also, it depends how many gateways or how many wallets you have. I forgot what the rules are, but I think it's like you need to have at least 20 Ripple per wallet and like 10 Ripple per gateway in order to trade. So you have to have a bare minimum in here. So when you do actually do your trading, make sure not to trade all your Ripple, because if you trade all your Ripple, then you're not allowed to trade again. You have to basically buy more, whatever, or exchange it for that minimum amount of Ripple to keep on trading. So keep that in mind. So know your limits. Know how much Ripple minimum you need in your account so you can keep trading. And so you can trade for dollars, euros, anything you want. As you can see, this side you can't switch it around. So all you have to do is choose. So if you want to have Bitcoin on this side and then Ripple on this side, you choose Bitcoin on the right side first, and then you flip it. And right here you just put whatever amount you want, and it'll give you value. But also the value is not always, like, it's not going to give you this for sure. So make sure to do the calculation, do the exact conversion for 5 Bitcoin for this much Ripple, and cut out your 0.2% to see what the actual value is going to be. Over here in the bottom left tells you the trend of the conversions. So basically what's becoming more valuable. So as you can see here, so the value of Ripple is going down compared to Bitcoin, but the value of the dollar is going up to Ripple. So that's what these trends mean. So I'll show you what I mean in this analytics tab. And I believe it's within the last 24 hours. So 24 hours ago, so if you traded it 24 hours ago, if it goes green, it's good to trade back to gain more money. If it's red, no good. So right here, for US dollar Ripple, so the value of the dollar is going up. It went up 2.12 cents, I guess, in the last 24 hours. So if you want to, sell your Ripple to dollars, or sorry, if you want to buy more Ripple, with the dollars you have, you're gonna make more money than you did 24 hours ago. Now, if it's red, it's the exact opposite. So, if I bought some, you know, Ripple with some Ethereum 24 hours ago, and now it's going red, I don't want to buy some right now because I'm not gonna make as much money as I did last time, or it's not gonna be as valuable. So that's what this is. I hope this helped. Let me know what you think. Any questions you have, please comment, and hopefully your account gets approved soon because I've been waiting for like a week and a half now. Alright, thank you for watching. Have a good day.